Erev Tov and Lashana Tova, everybody. It's actually Erev Tov. It is the evening before Erev Rosh Hashanah, and I wish everybody a very, very happy and healthy New Year this year. We were just saying that Passover seemed like it was yesterday, and here we are already in the new year, and we hope that we started out on our best foot forward, emotionally and spiritually and physically. And today on Erev Tov, we will touch on all of those things as we share with you a little preview of the lobby, Temple Beth Am's new way to connect on Rosh Hashanah afternoon. Now, I know that some of the people like to hang out in the lobby, either before or after services. We have no physical lobby to hang out in this year, but we have a virtual lobby, a lobby where you can choose to learn some yoga, have fun with and celebrate with your 4-foot friendly furry dogs for Rosh Hashanah, where you can learn many things to do with apples and honey for your kids. We can talk about God or Holocaust or Jewish culture, Israel, many, many things that we'll be offering at the lobby, and you can sign up. So I thought I'd give us a little preview. But first, since it is Erev Tov, and since it is a big weekend, and it is Thursday evening, we're going to start with a cocktail and a mocktail. Of course, addressing our theme, the new year, and getting ready for the new year. So I have an appletini. I had to send Alex out to buy the green stuff, that green apple, sour apple schnapps, that stuff. And I'm making this one with also the Calvados, which makes it a little bit more sophisticated tasting and not as sweet. And of course, vodka. But because I like things sweeter rather than dry, I've lessened the amount of vodka in it a bit because it was also too much alcohol. So we have, the recipe calls for 1.5 ounces of vodka. I think I have about 1 ounce of vodka, and I've matched the same with the sour apple schnapps and the 1/2 ounce of the Calvados, which is an apple liqueur. It is not sweet though. We actually had this in the house because Alex, who is an avid reader, said that Eric Maria Remarque, who wrote All Quiet on the Western Front, talked about Calvados in his books. And that's where Alex learned of it. So we put all that in a shaker with ice. And I shake it up. Gee, those shakers get very cold. And let's see. It's green like an apple for the new year. Looks green. Looks like it's a green apple flavor. And let's give it a taste. I haven't tasted this before. L'chaim. It's very good. The Calvados makes it very strong. I'll have another sip just to be sure. It immediately gives me like a hot flash, which I wouldn't normally be having. I bet people would very much enjoy that. If you're thinking it's a sweet appletini, not so sweet, but very yummy, it has to be left here on the table while we move to our mocktail. So the mocktail, apples for a sweet new year, but the grenadine, which I don't know if everybody knows this, it's made with pomegranate juice and some cherry juice. Pomegranates are another symbol of the new year. Why? When you open it up, it is filled with so many of those seeds. Those seeds are always a sign of abundance. And of course, that's always what we want, an abundance of blessings, an abundance of prosperity, also a sign of abundance of fertility of all good things. So I'm going to start with some grenadine syrup swirled around in a nice martini glass with sort of crushed ice. And my handy flavored sparkling water. There's a pomegranate flavor. This is a lemon. And this looks like a drink that I can sip through this show. This has to be stirred a little bit. Now here we have the two colors that are perfect for Rosh Hashanah, a green apple and the red of a pomegranate or the red of a red apple. Let's see how this is tasting. And this is a delicious mocktail, also not too sweet, a little sweeter than just the plain lemon seltzer, the sparkling water. And this I highly recommend. You know, this would be great for your Rosh Hashanah table tomorrow if you want to just add some spritzes of the grenadine syrup even into your water or your sparkling water. It really makes for a very pretty color and a really wonderful thing for those who are not drinking wine tomorrow night or Saturday. So we have our cocktail, we have our mocktail. Let's see what we're going to be learning and doing on Rosh Hashanah afternoon. So if you're like most of us who are working on Zoom, you are probably stiff and aching and you haven't been breathing enough because you're hunched or twisted. So let's welcome first to Erev Tov, Sheila Quint, who is going to be sharing with us Yin Yoga. Sheila, come on in. You won't believe where Sheila is, besides being on your screen. Sheila, tell us where you are.
I'm in California, Southern California, starting to breathe a little bit more clearly because we had a lot of haze and smoke in the air from the fires up north, unfortunately. But now it's much better and hopefully things are starting to get better for the people up north. But thank you for inviting me to join you, Rabbi. I'm very excited about my yin yoga session on Saturday afternoon. Yin yoga is a very relaxing form of yoga. The intent is to elongate and stretch all the connective tissue in your body. And we do it in a sort of cool environment, in comfortable clothing, on a yoga mat. And the idea is to really get deeply into that connective tissue and make it long and feel really good in our bodies. Yin always...
Tell us what is the connective tissue? What do you mean by connective
tissue?
Good
question. So the connective tissue is the ligaments and tendons that are connected to the muscle. A lot of when you're in a hot yoga situation, you're really stretching the muscle. But the connective tissue is a much thicker, denser tissue. And when you're stretching in a cool environment and you're holding the stretches like we do in yin for 3 to 5 minutes, you're really getting into that thick connective tissue and making permanent change through these long holds.
Got it. So, and what are the parts of connective tissue that people sort of damage the most by sitting around and being on Zoom and Zoom calls and working at desks all the time that we've been doing so much of?
Our spine is a key area that needs elongation and stretching as we hunch over our computers and our phones, all the way from the top of our spine to the base of our spine. We're pressing it together, we're twisting it the wrong way, we're doing all sorts of damage. also the hips tend to be a very tight area in most people's bodies. So we work a lot on the hips and we work a lot on the hamstrings. But we also touch on the neck, the wrists, the feet, the quadriceps. I try to go through all different body parts because everywhere needs it and everything is connected together in one big network.
So what are you going to show us to warm us up this evening?
Yeah.
So we can come back on Saturday.
So every yin class begins with a seated or lying down meditation. And the goal behind the meditation is really to clear your head, to focus your thoughts to what you're doing with your body, and to really take yourself inward. And it's perfect for Rosh Hashanah, because to me, Rosh Hashanah is a great time of self-reflection. And in the 8 limbs of yoga, which are the moral and ethical codes of yoga, one of the codes is called Svidhyaya, and that is self-reflection, taking yourself inward. So it's perfect for Rosh Hashanah. So I'm going to begin with showing you sort of a meditation that we would maybe do in a yin class. So if you're all sitting and if you can come to the floor, great. If not, if you're in a chair, it's fine. Just sit up tall, relax your shoulders, get long through your waist and your torso, get long through your neck, and close your eyes. And I'd like for you to breathe in and out through your nose. So we're going to take an inhale, filling up our lungs completely. And an exhale through our nose, emptying out. And in yin yoga, we employ a breath called the Ujjayi breath, which is also called the ocean's breath. It's in and out through your nose. And as you exhale, you engage the back of your throat, almost like an ocean sound. So if you'll try that on your own, it's almost like you're fogging up a mirror on your exhale with your mouth closed.
I feel it. I can do it.
We inhale and exhale. And let your inhales and exhales get longer. Inhale. Exhale. And just take a few moments on your own to repeat that pattern, lengthening and slowing down your breath as you go. Take 5 more of those on your own. And when you're finished with that round of 5 inhales and exhales, you can open your eyes. And I'm going to show you a couple yin stretches just to whet your appetite. So we'll start out with some neck stretches that everyone can do wherever they are. So again, get long through your neck, sit up tall, relax your shoulders. And then you're going to take your right hand out and you're going to bring it over your head to the top of your left ear on the side of your head. And you're just going to press with your right hand, press your head to the right. Be very gentle. You don't want to feel any pain. And you want to make sure that you're relaxing and mindful of keeping your left shoulder especially down and relaxed. And as you settle into this, you continue that ujjayi breathing in and out through your nose. And with every exhale, you can go slightly deeper, but never to the point of pain or numbness. And we're not going to hold it for quite as long as we would in a yin class because we don't have the time today. But take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And on your next inhale, you're going to return your head to center. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We don't want to be lopsided. So bringing your left arm around your head to place it right above your right ear. You're going to gently pull towards your left shoulder, relaxing your right shoulder. And again, breathing in and out through your nose, really lengthening all those ligaments on the side of your neck that attach to your shoulder. Take 1 or 2 more inhales and exhales here. And as you inhale, bring your head back to center. And let's just stretch out the back of our neck together. So we're always hanging over our phone and our computer. So you're going to sit up straight again and long through your neck. And you're going to jut your chin out. And then you're just going to let it drop to your chest. Feeling a stretch through the back of your neck. You can leave it here, or if you want to deepen it, you can bring your hands behind your head and just press your head forward. And you should feel a really nice stretch through the back. Take a few breaths here. And as you inhale, bring your head back to center. Relax your shoulders. And I'm just going to show you a couple samples of what is to come for Saturday.
Great.
You can either do this with me or just watch, whatever works for you. I'm going to sit long on my mat. And I'm going to take what we call caterpillar. And with yin, we use a lot of props to support ourselves. So I have a large cushion here, which I recommend people using. I'm going to place it over my legs. And I'm just going to fold over, rounding my back and bringing my forehead to my cushion. Now this is intended to stretch out the back of your spine, really creating space in between each vertebra. If the thing about yin is there's always a way to modify it depending on whatever body issues you might be experiencing. So for someone who might have sciatica or lower back problems, I wouldn't recommend rounding the spine. I would recommend keeping it flat and supporting the head with hands and stretching that way. And this is the kind of pose that you get multi-benefits from, because not only does it stretch out the spine, it also stretches out the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. And what you try to do is relax all other parts of the body. So you would relax your arms, you would relax your facial muscles, your belly, your hips, your legs, and just let the movement and the posture do the work. And as you're breathing in to this pose, you think about your year and what's been happening in your life and what's been working and perhaps not. And it's a great time for self-reflection. We always end our practice in a posture called Shavasana, which is basically you lie on your back, arms by your side, legs relaxed, and you stop your forced breathing here and you just breathe normally. And you take a pause to rest here. And then we roll onto our side and pause here. And we come up to a seat. We cross our legs and bring our hands into prayer. And we always close our practice with the words Namaste, which means I bow to you, I honor you. We bring our thumb knuckles to our third eye and bow to each other with the words Namaste. So in a nutshell, that's a real quick snapshot of Yin Yoga. We'll have time on Saturday to perhaps do 4 or 5 poses and benefit all different parts of the body as well as the mind.
Thank you, Sheila. That was wonderful. I wish, I'll be talking about God, but I will also be thinking about lying in Shavasana. When I say that is my favorite pose, but I really do need all the ones that come prior to that as well.
We all do. We all need it. And you know what's so wonderful is how we can expand our understanding of what it means to begin a new year, to reflect on our lives, to start new things, or to enhance who we are. And we've been a people that's always been incorporating other ideas from other cultures. We live in different places, and the way that you're bringing in the thinking of yoga to our new year is a beautiful way to incorporate that as well. So I thank you so much. Thank you. There's so many similarities between what we pray for on Rosh Hashanah in temple and what happens on the mat. It's pretty unique.
So that's something that we can be thinking about, how we stretch and how we grow on the mat, and how we grow by holding a position in place. What does that mean when we hold a position in place? You know, so many times in life, we get in trouble because we cannot sit in a place that's uncomfortable. Whether it's we can't deal with feelings that are uncomfortable, or situations that are uncomfortable. We make bad choices because we cannot deal with what's uncomfortable. And in yoga, sometimes we start a position and it is uncomfortable, but when we stay there, we learn.
That's a good point to make, because that's probably the biggest challenge of Yin Yoga, is holding these poses for the long minutes that we do. You really have to sit with yourself and be comfortable with yourself in that position, and think about things.
So that's a goal for the new year. One of our goals. We've been sitting with ourselves for 6 months at home. It hasn't been easy. Maybe this practice of yoga can help us sit with ourselves in new ways. So right. Thank you, Sheila. We'll see you on Saturday.
See you Saturday.
This Saturday. Remember, everybody, to sign up for our lobby. It's tbam.org/the lobby. And now, to tell us a little bit more about another offering, Rabbi Judy Kempler, and I think she has Zach and Zoe with her, or Zoe and Zach. Rabbi Kempler, so nice to see you in your kitchen, and who's with you?
Hello. So I have Zach on Saturday. Well, I'm trying to, how can you see me? And
You have to bend down or move your camera up.
like on the porch because we do artwork and things that are messy.
Okay.
And on Saturday, on Rosh Hashanah, Zach and Zoe will be with me, and we're going to be doing a few different edible crafts. And I should qualify to say that 2 out of the 3 you'll be able to eat at the end. The third, and the one that we're going to show you today, uses food, but you probably won't want to eat it when you're done. And Zach is here kind of in the background. He's doing an art project that he may show us at the end. Very focused right now, but on Saturday, they will both be teaching. So today I'm going to show you the third craft that we'll be doing on Rosh Hashanah, and that is making, I'll show you a finished product first, an apple tree, okay? Now,
that's not mine.
That is not yours. This is mine.
No, that one's mine.
So we've been practicing in anticipation of
This
teaching.
is black, right?
That is black, yes. So you can, I'm gonna move this a little bit so you can see him. Wanna say
Okay.
hello?
Hi, Zach.
Very serious. So these are the finished product, and then I'll walk you through how we did this, okay? So we start with whatever you have at home. So we use construction paper, right? Or actually this is a poster board, small poster board. We have every craft item now because of the pandemic. We are like an art store. We are many different things.
Just like I'm like a bar since the pandemic for this show. You're like an art store.
Right. I also have every piece of workout, like small workout equipment in my bedroom. And so we'll start with construction paper. I'm using a Sharpie. I feel like that works the best. If you're unsure of your artistic abilities, you might want to use a pencil, then a Sharpie. So I have drawn for you some finished products of the tree. It's a little hard to see, I think, in the light here, but drawing a tree is surprisingly simple. So, and I'm not sure where I learned this particular skill, right? But I'll put this down so you can see. Okay, as I'm drawing. So basically it's just 2 lines. And then we'll make, for simplicity's sake, 2 large branches. And then each branch is gonna break, right? And become 2 more. So I think, did you say it was an oak tree when we did it yesterday? Zoe said hers is an oak. I'm not really sure if it can be anything you want. Okay.
I'm making a bee.
But for our purposes, it's an apple tree. Okay. So that was me drawing it for you. Okay. Now I have a bunch of paint. We are using finger paint. You can use acrylic. You can use anything that you have around. You could even use food coloring for this, and I'll show you how and why in a second. And we are going to be using actual apples for stamps. So I have probably 3 dozen apples in the house for all the crafts. And we've been eating the remnants that are edible. But for this craft, I took the ones that were kind of mushy. And we're going to be painting here and then using them to make the apple. So first we did the trunk. You can see here, I put the paint here on this lovely paper plate, right? So you don't need to, because it's finger paint, you can get as messy as you want. Since I'm wearing white, we'll use a brush, okay? So we're going to first do the tree, okay? Remember that show where the painter would get on? It was like a PBS show. He had like the big poofy hair, and he would paint these beautiful landscapes.
And he would start.
Rabbi Aklepi, are you remember?
Yes, I hear you. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
He would start the show and he would just keep going.
Bob Ross.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Andrea.
Okay, so now Zach has taken over and he's going to be painting the trunk for us. And I can promise I'll tell you the reason that we wanted to do this particular class is that I've been thinking a lot about making our home a holy and special place for the new year, right? And particularly for Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday for Rosh Hashanah, and of course for Yom Kippur. And it's kind of challenging because we've been in the house, right, all the time. So the house is, as I said before, kind of jokingly, but not really, my gym, right? Where we eat the majority of our meals, our entertainment space for the kids. We have every kind of sports equipment now, and their school. Not every. What are we missing something that you would like?
It's hard to think of things.
Baseball. We don't have all the baseball equipment yet.
I do.
But I started thinking about how we would be able to create a holy space and also one that would be creative and engaging for the kids. And I figured if I'm thinking about this for my children, probably many of our peers who have school-age children are thinking the same thing. Which is when I started deep diving into the internet, Pinterest, and our own sort of creative resources to come up with things that we could do as a family on Rosh Hashanah. So this is one of many.
Can
okay,
you
so,
make a board?
You know what, the bird maybe we'll do later. He's also having me at the same time work on this.
My beehive.
This is a beehive. It's in
Nice.
progress.
I like that.
Okay, well, I like the red. Okay.
So you'll be decorating your home where you'll be doing your high holy day celebrations and worship. So you can see the house looks different. It's making it look different, just like we're doing for adults. We're putting flowers or making a special space to worship. We're not going to put our computer in the same place where we work for services, to watch services and participate. So the same thing with the kids. They're going to create beautiful pieces of art.
Yeah.
So the home's going to be different in a special space for Rosh Hashanah.
Yellow, Mom.
Okay. So what I did is I cut the apple in half. I used the paintbrush to paint onto the apple, and then we use the apple as a sponge. The nice thing is you're probably not going to eat this apple at the end, but it is reusable. So you can wipe off the paint and do it in as many colors as you want. We really focused on natural apple colors. So the reds, yellows, oranges, and greens. And then you did though yesterday, right? Oh, that one was a little messy. Why don't you put yours down here?
Can we make one down here?
Yes, you can put maybe one that's fallen to the ground already. You got to smush a little bit. Smush, smush, smush. Boy, these are slippery today. And then if you're not totally happy with the outcome, what I've been doing is just adding a little bit with the brush. Here. I will say that I also bought a bunch of balloons for the Jewish New Year as well that we are going to be putting up, and one set that says Happy Holidays.
Ha! Great idea.
In order to create a festive environment. It's a little bit kitsch, but you know, per the Miami Jews services that I used to lead, where we had like the photo booth with the numbers and for the year. And I really wanted to make, as you said, the house feel, in addition to people also feeling really festive. Yes, you're going to do a red. Okay. I hear some dogs.
That's mine.
That one looks
Yes.
like a butterfly.
Let's see
That
what
looks
it
like
looks like.
Can we show them?
Wait,
You got to put more paint on there, I think. Okay, so this is So this is still a work in progress.
8.
What? Oh, you want to add, Zach needs to add a little bit more.
Okay. That's the one you're working on right
That's the
now.
one we
You just saw,
did. Right. So as I said, the finished product, you can be as creative as you want. So this was mine from yesterday or 2 days ago. This is Zachary's. Zoe also did one that's even more elaborate. And
I
then
like how you painted the sky, Zach, in yours.
I like that.
Okay, so we are ready with some kids' crafts.
Right.
With things to do with apples and honey for the New Year's with your family. So the lobby also offers classes, opportunities for families to come together. And sorry for the dog, and our learning, Zany, check it. Our learning time for families will end before the children's service.
Yes.
So, and it will start after the Kids Kahila. So it's right in between there. Kids Kahila, K through 6th grade services, activity service, and then the young children's service at 2. And here we go, the lobby right in between. So sign up, everybody. Thank you, Rabbi Kempler. And thank you. Zach. Thank you. We'll see you on Saturday. It's so great to be in your home with Zach and using things to make a wonderful holiday for everybody.
Thank you. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. Shana Tova, Zach. And now the Honorable David Young being invited by my dog right now. Come on in. There you are. I'm going to. Oh, you're still muted. Unmute.
It's so funny, Rabbi, that your dog is barking because that's what we're going to talk about. Here's my baby, Murray.
And yours is quiet. Mine must see something people walking their dogs now outside.
Yeah, and your dog started barking, and my little Rose went to bark as well. So it's all in the family. When I was asked to talk about this and teach this class, so to speak, I never knew it was so controversial. Is there anything in life today that's not controversial?
Nothing.
Dogs in Israel and with the ultra-Orthodox community is controversial. There was in last year, 12 mayors of a town in 12 rabbis rather in a town right north of Tel Aviv said dogs are evil. We can't have dogs in our community. A Yiddish proverb said, a Jew with a dog, it's either not a Jew or not a dog. Really? I don't want to be around those people. You don't like dogs, you're not a good person as far as I'm concerned. And my little one, Murray, we gave him the name Murray because he's a good Jew. Our dog Maggie died, so we needed an M. And so we didn't know where to go. He came in from the kennel, we rescued him, and he had Sheket, and he had kennel cough.
Wait, hang on, I'm going to mute myself. 1 second. Okay.
And Murray had kennel cough. He sounded like an old Jewish guy. Ha, 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 ha. I needed an old Jewish man's name. Hence, Murray. But this is a time in our life, time of the year, which don't do this, Murray, where we need to confess our sins to those and say, I'm sorry to those who may have hurt. Well, we're going to talk about that, confessing our sins to our dogs and have our dogs confess their sins to us. And we're going to talk about what some of those sins were and whether or not apologies were accepted. It's going to be a fun 45 minutes. I'm not going to be stretching. I'm not going to be painting because I can't paint and I certainly can't stretch. I'm too old, too fat to do that. So bring your dog. Let's have a little party. Let's enjoy. Let's celebrate together in our lobby with members of the family that make us happy 95% of the time. Thanks, Rabbi.
My dog ran out. I thought we don't have to actually confess in front of the dogs because the dogs see everything we do. So they actually have all that information already.
But we have to apologize.
Yes.
And
if we've sinned against them, we have to apologize. I just was thinking about the other sins that go on and the dogs just happen to be there and know about it.
You want to start us and give us an example, Rabbi?
No. Maybe losing temper or something. I don't know. Maybe that
No.
could be it, but that's what I was thinking.
It'll be fun.
Okay, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So you're going to have Murray and Rosie.
Yes.
Uh,
Let me try to
in
get
front
Rosie.
of the
Come on. Rosie, come
camera.
here. Rosie, come here. Come on. Up, Rosie, up. Up. There we go. In a little.
She is adorable. My dog just came back in from outside. Zany, my dog is Zany. Zany, come. She doesn't follow instructions unless I have a treat, which is not really following instructions. It's more like bribing.
Yes. Well, with Murray, we needed a Jewish name to go with Murray. Rose.
There we go.
Why not?
Maybe we can look through the directory and see how many Murray and Rose couples we have. It's a perfect match. That's going to be a wonderful.
Yes. That's from Fiddler on the Roof.
I got it. That's a wonderful session. So again, come into the lobby and you could bring your canine friend who we are so used to being with now. We can't even pray without them for too long because they're always around us now that we're home. So let me welcome.
One of my favorite services that we do have at Beth is when Cantor Nelson leads us in a dog Shabbat, which hopefully will resume next year.
Oh, no, we're going to have it on Zoom. I think it's the date October 23rd, Andrea. It's going to be for
really?
all pets.
Correct.
All pets, so because we don't have to worry about them getting close to each other. So if you have your rodent, and I will bless every pet that comes aboard, your rodent, your snake, your turtle, your dog, everybody's welcome for that Shabbat for a blessing of the animals on the Shabbat
Awesome.
we read Parshat Noah. So our pets are
Ears were burning. She just wanted to say it.
Oh, there's Khaleesi. Khaleesi.
She's my
The
production.
treasurer is always the last to know all the good things. Come on.
Yeah. So Sheila and Rabbi Kempler, are you still there? Come on back. And we'll offer everybody another thank you. And our friends out there, please come on in to tbam.org/the lobby. Sign up for one of these offerings of being together. Look, I just see Sheila. I have to sit up straight and not twist and turn my body.
Good. It's a good reminder.
Yes, it's an excellent reminder. So come on in after services. Remember, services will be on demand Saturday morning. And also Friday night. You just need your e-ticket. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but you'll get the email with your e-ticket in there so you can click and participate. It's different being separate, but as I always like to say, different doesn't mean it's going to be bad. So open your hearts, open your minds to doing something different. After services, do some yoga, bring your dog to celebrate. Make some crafts with your kids, or have another discussion about God's place in the world, social justice, Jews in America, Israel and birthright, Reformed Judaism, the Holocaust, and many, many other topics that are available for us, because you know what? We are not stopping. It's a holiday. We may be at home, but there's so many things to learn and to do, and there's so many ways to still be together. So we like to end this evening with another l'chaim. That drink's way too strong. I'll do this one. There we go. L'chaim, everybody. A lishana tova. A happy and healthy new year. And I wish everybody an Erev Tov. We'll see you soon.
Shana Tova, Rabbi. Thank you.